So I figured I'd record this. This is my GTV6. It's a 1983. I bought it, I don't know, back in 2018, 2019, and I drove it for about a year. The rot was pretty bad on it. It's got, according to the odometer, 95,000 miles, has 140 mile an hour speedo. When I got it, it was all rotted out, and I was just driving it anyway, like any good 19-year-old, 18-year-old, however old I was, does. And I decided at one point that I was going to do all the rust repair, which I didn't know what I was doing, but it was all rotted out in here. This whole floor was rotted. The inner sill was rotted. The rocker was rotted, both sides. The inner fenders were rotted. I just finished doing that a few years back. Patched it, and I did it right with the doubler. Removed the fender. Same on the other side. This fender I patched. I did a lower fender repair kit on it. And you can see my bodywork has improved side to side. You can see my welds, and I need to kind of rework some of these. But the car has been sitting for a while. Just life, you know, work and all that. And my parents, God bless them, it was sitting outside in their driveway for years. And for years I was attempting to do all this body work I did outdoors. The rockers, the floor, the inner fenders in their driveway, which was terrible. But, you know, I was young. I had a dream that I was going to finish this car. And I said, you know, every time I weld something, I just got to prime it. And the car sat outside. I moved out of the country for about a year for work. And when I came back, my parents said, all right, it's time to get this thing out of here. And I said, all right, fair enough. But I wouldn't get rid of it, you know. The cost of GTV6s, and this one has some sentimental value to me. So basically what I ended up doing was I bought a house. And, well, really, I bought a garage. This is the garage, and it came with a house. It's a little ghetto, but it's perfect for me, and it was in my price range. You can see this is an original part of the garage. And then the guy built a lean-to. He was the building inspector, so nothing's up to code. He just kind of did what he wanted. But it works for me. I just kind of wanted to do a little video series, mostly for myself, but I figured I'll put it on YouTube in case anyone cares enough about what I'm doing. And it's going to be the restoration of this 83 GTV6. My plans for the car originally were the 2.5 engine in it ran when I parked it. I don't know about now. The fuel line rotted out, and I got rid of all the fuel in it, and the drive line's out of it right now. But it did fire up. But my original plan was I got two of these 24-valve motors. That one's out of an LS. That one's out of a Q. That one has some bottom end issues. It was fully rebuilt by a shop, and it knocked straight from rebuild. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. And I got this one. And there's a limited slip transaxle here. I got another limited slip transaxle somewhere. And I was going to put them in this car. But honestly, the older I get, the more scared I am of this thing having, you know, stock, those make, what, 230 horsepower? Yeah, I don't know. It's a small car. So the older I get, the more I think if I had that much power in one of these, if I ever lost it, I might die. So we'll see. But the main plan is, you know, fix the rust, get it painted, and drive it with that original engine and transaxle, and then over time build up one of those motors and transaxles for it. The only thing that was good on this car really is the interior, which I'm using as living room chairs right now because I don't have any furniture. I just moved in here 2 weeks ago. And they're the tan Recaros. They're nice. I think the next, I'm cleaning it now. There was a whole mouse city in the headliner. The headliner was bad to begin with. It had some mold going on. But I pulled out a whole 5-gallon bucket of insulation mouse nest from the headliner yesterday. So I'm still kind of cleaning this biohazard up. Hitting it with simple green and water and just kind of scrubbing. But the next step for me, rust repair wise, I got to do these lower quarters, which weren't all that bad, but I cut them out to do the full rocker so I didn't have to splice it. And then this, I'm kind of worried about patching up here. I got to do a little bit here. This is where the brunt of the bad shit is, in the trunk over here. See the battery did that frame rail in, but it's all after the suspension, so I should be able to cut and weld that up, no problem. When I was towing it up, another spot there I got to do. When I was towing it up here, I ripped the tow hitch off. That was cool. I started doing this rear quarter, but I got to rework it a little bit. And then I'm not sure how I'm going to tackle those curves. I think there might be a bit of Bondo involved there, but I'm going to try my best to avoid, I'm going to weld in some metal, kind of grind it as flush as I can, but there'll probably be some pinholes there. And then kind of smooth it. I don't know. If anyone has any better suggestions, I am well open to them. I don't really want to splice the whole quarter. That's a huge job that I'm trying to avoid. In this car, it's going to be a driver. I mean, most people would have sent a car that had this much rust to the crusher, especially when you saw what was going on the inner fenders when I first got it. So I'm not really going for original. I'm just going for something I could drive and enjoy, maybe with one of the 24 valves in it. I have a new old stock hatch for it at my buddy Levi's house in Missouri. He's a painter, so I'm hoping he's going to do the paint. I'll get it all primed and take a nice road trip from Connecticut to see him. I got a new old stock fender up there. Can't really see it, but it's up there. That's for this side, or the other side rather, that's missing it. But yeah, this is the GTV6. I want to keep these still auto wheels on it. I think I gotta get them refinished. It's either these or I might go for the Monza wheels that I have on my 164. I really like them. They're good wheels. I think mine were the original set that went out, and I have probably 17,000 miles on them, and they're great for the money. I mean, they balance nice, and I haven't broken them, and I daily drive that car in the summer months and spring and fall. But yeah, figure I'm going to put this on YouTube. If anyone really wants to follow my progress on it, they can. But hopefully when it's done, I can look back and see what a piece of crap it was and have these videos to remember it. I think one of the next steps is I'm going to pull the windshield. You can see some rust starting under there, and I don't want to just, I want to kind of get to the bottom of that before I do anything else. But yeah, if you want to see me ramble, and I'll probably make some better edits, but I figure as almost an introduction video, this is probably pretty good. So yeah, we'll see where she goes from here.